Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest and welcome to October 2024. Fair bit maybe to talk about today because I do write down all the interesting announcements. And in fact, I wrote down quite a few companies today, probably well over 20. So I'm not going to do a top 20 stocks of the day, but I'll definitely do a top five. And I might also do a standalone video, not featuring just one company, or maybe I will, maybe two standalone videos on two companies that did release their pennies 4C. And we have seen the share price and the market react to these particular pennies 4Cs. And I was going to feature these two companies in the top five stocks of the day. But I thought, no, I'll do a separate video on those two companies. And I might also discuss some of the other companies that released their pennies 4C today. We had about six. In fact, there was more than that, but only six that caught my eye. Other than that, a lot of AGMs, quite a few trading updates as well. One of the most maligned companies on the ASX over the past 20, 30 plus years released a pretty good trading update today. Unfortunately, I am trading it. I vomited when I took a position in this company, AMP. Last time I looked, share price of that company was up 15%. So definitely that company is in my top five stocks. Another company I was trading, OFX Group, released a negative trading update, and their share price down about 30 to 35% last time I looked. And a few other companies within my top five stocks of the day, either up or down quite a bit on interesting goings-ons, interesting announcements from those companies. And again, many companies did not make it in my top five stocks, and I might briefly discuss those companies once or just before we get into top five stocks of the day. Before that, we'll have a look at the ASX today, have a look at the best and worst performing stocks on and sectors and indices on the ASX today. A pretty good day if you're small caps, up 1.1%. Not a good day if you're into mining. And we have about 45 minutes left of trading today. And if I have any time, because of this other video I'm going to do, if I have any time, maybe about 45 minutes, I might have a look at some of your comments. If not, maybe another day. Okay, so let's get to the ASX today. Actually, before that, what has driven our market higher today? Now, the NASDAQ or the Wall Street was up overnight, if I remember correctly. NASDAQ was only up 0.07%. Dow Jones up 0.79%. So NASDAQ, or not the NASDAQ, tech companies lagging a little bit. And just noticed all tech is down. So that sort of makes sense. So what really has led our market high today remains to be seen. I have a feeling it might be financials. It's definitely not mining. It might be the banks that have led our market high today. So let's have a look at some of the economic and ASX news that has been released today. Japan exports fall for first time in 10 months. For 10 months, wow. I'm not interested in that. Australia jobless rate stays at 4.1%. I suppose that's good, but I have to look a little bit deeper into that. We don't want it to rise substantially because that would be a sign that the economy is struggling. Japan trade balance swings to deficit. China stocks whipsaw amid property briefing, and oil rises on lower US stockpiles. I'm pretty sure oil fell yesterday. Now it's rising again today. So sometimes when you're in mining or commodities, you just don't know which way it's going to go. Now, I'm going to look at Capital Brief just to see if there's been any interesting announcements that I might have missed or any interesting news stories that I might have missed. For instance, the Star fined $15 million, license suspension for review in March. Now, the company was in suspension, went away from the computer at about 10 a.m. local time. Actually, it would have been about 9 o'clock local time. And the market likes whatever they released to get them out of their suspension. So NICC response to Bell 2 and revised remediation plan update. I had no intention of discussing Star Entertainment Group, but I suppose based off the market reaction, this was good news for that company. Back to Capital Brief. So iron ore stocks fall as new China housing support disappoints. Is that bad news for BHP? They did release their activities reports today, down 1.56%. Rio Tinto down 1.92%, and I'm assuming Fortescue's down 2.5%. There you go, 2.59%. The only reason I say that, I've noticed that Fortescue is a little more volatile than Rio Tinto and BHP. There is a word for that. Goes up and down a little bit more than those other two companies. So if you like volatility, Fortescue is the company for you. The other companies I like, Iron Ore, Phoenix, and company I have traded in the past, Mount Gibson. Anyway, so let's go back to Capital Brief. Perpetual. This is going to be interesting. They did have their AGM today, and Perpetual shares for as shareholders grill board on poor share price. My question to shareholders is, why do you have shares in this company? That is my question to shareholders of Perpetual, unless you're trading it. So let's have a look at the chart for Perpetual. It's been an ugly story for this company over a long period of time. And yeah, why are you owning shares in this company? If you have a look at the weekly chart, it's just a downtrend since 2018. 6 years, shares in this company have been in a downtrend, and they've fallen through a support level at about $20. That was the lows this company had back in 2011. So again, why would you be owning shares in this company for the long term? That's my main question if I was the CEO of this company. Why are you owning shares in this company? We are crap. We suck. Anyway, so shares for as shareholders grill board on poor share price. Bank of Queensland extends gains after financial year result. Analyst upgrades. Interesting. The results were pretty bad, but better than expected. So yeah, why not? Buy some shares. Something about AI. Santos shares rise on inline Q1 results. Unemployment. Treasury Wine shares lift on Q1 sales growth, financial year 25 outlook. And there we go. AMP shares rocket on quarterly AUM growth. And then, Perpetual board receives first strike. This is not baseball. This is the ASX, as shareholders vote against remuneration report. And there we go. Start in trading halt. Not anymore. So we're going before the market opened. Perpetual chair apologizes for poor share price. It's not the share price everyone should be focused on. It's the business performance. Now, you could say the business performance and share price are related, but not always. Not always. But I think in this case it is. So I think that it should be Perpetual share apologizes for poor business performance. That's what they should. And NextDC agrees to buy a new Synnet data center for $353 million. And Neuren's Rett syndrome treatment approved in Canada. One of the many companies that did not make it in my top 5 stocks of the day. And we can keep on going. But let's get to the ASX today. And we've already seen that, I think, I'm just surmising, the banks have led us higher and mining has not, and tech's had a bad day as well. So let's see or confirm that right now. Best and worst performing sectors. Well, financials, not as good. I thought it might have been near the top, but industrials and real estate have had a good day. In fact, those 3 sectors are all up above 1%. Discretionary, not that far behind. And even energy telecommunications have had a pretty good day. Staples, materials, and IT have not had a good day. And I think that information technology is because of NASDAQ, although NASDAQ was only up 0.0, who knows. Gold's had a good day. Banks had a good day. Small caps have had a good day. Very happy with that. And I just noticed, actually had a look at this yesterday, and I had no idea, just below the sectors and indices, there's a top gainers and biggest fallers of the day. Yeah, I did not know this. There you go. Okay, note mid-cap and up only. So this is not every single company. In fact, I would say some of these companies are not mid-cap even. Yeah, I'd say some of these companies are not mid-cap. They're smaller than... So what's the definition of mid-cap? Anyway, that's not the point. Let's go to the the best and worst performing companies on the ASX today. Looking at the top gainers by percentage change. We have a company called Ovanti, up 275%. I'm trying to remember I'm trying to think if I can remember the ticker code today. I can. But what did they do? Ovanti appoints former Zip US CFO as Chief Executive Officer. Really? That's got you excited? Share price went from 0.3 cents to 1.5 cents, up 400%. Open at 0.6 cents. So if you bought at the open, you've more than doubled your money. Has been as high as 1.8. So there is potential. Someone tripled their money today on this company. Just gonna have a look at the chart for Ovanti. Don't even know what this company does. Share price is fairly low. I have a feeling the chart looks horrendous. That's the weekly chart. The daily chart looks horrible. Does this company make any money? No. Very little. What do they do? I have no idea what this company does. I'm going to have a look at the most recent Appendix 4C. I'm assuming they have an Appendix 4C. Yes. Ovanti. Ovanti, maybe? Let's see what they do. Where's the About section? Provides fintech and digital commerce software solutions and services that enable its institutional customers to securely authenticate end-user customers and process banking, purchase, and payment transactions. Okay, that sounds fair enough. But how much money do they produce in their business? So receipts of customers, 1.4 million for the quarter, 7.2 million for the year, and the company is still burning through a fair bit of cash, $6.3 million in the year, and that's just in operations. And maybe they spend money in other areas. No, they don't. Cash on hand's fairly low. They probably did a capital raising, I assume. Some sort of capital raising. Oh, there was a takeover bid, apparently. Maybe. I don't know. There it is, a non-renounceable rights issue, notice shareholders, a legal update, a preliminary final report. For some reason, this ZIP US CFO is beloved. Well, that's what the market thinks right now. Ovanti up 400%. Cygnus Metals CY5 up 72%. Obviously, this company also released something that the market likes, and I'm assuming it's drilling results, takeover, or maybe an acquisition. Let's have a look. No, it's a placement, an arrangement agreement. What is this arrangement agreement? What is this arrangement? Okay, I don't have no idea. Arrangement agreement. Anyway, whatever. They did a placement, successful placement. Oh, there's a merger. There's a merger happening, an equity raise presentation, copper merger and equity raise. Maybe it has to do with that. That arrangement agreement was not even market price sensitive. Okay, so it's something to do with this merger. Who are they merging with? And I'm not going to open it out. Yeah, no, let's open it up. Copper merger and equity raising. Cygnus agrees to merge with Door Copper Mining Corporation, combining a high-grade copper gold project with proven exploration expertise. There you go. And let's have a look at the chart for Cygnus Metals. The chart actually doesn't. I don't actually mind this chart, to be honest with you. I think this is a promising-looking chart. Not sure about the merger, but just based off the chart, I don't mind that at all. I'm going to put this into my high volume spec. Don't mind this chart for Cygnus Metals. Share price at 13.5 cents is almost a 9-month high. Okay, Koonenberry Gold, that did get onto my watch list. That company, I'm pretty sure, made an acquisition. Oh, I am going into my depths of my brain. Acquisition. I can't remember what they're acquiring. A gold project. So Koonenberry Gold, company I've never heard of before, ticker code KNB. So you can see that the market loves when little mining companies make acquisitions. The chart looks pretty bad though. No interest in that chart. And other than that, down we go until we get to Little Green Farmer. Share price up 36.36%. This company did release their Appendix 4C. This company would have made it in my top 5 stocks of the day if I didn't decide to do a standalone feature on this company and the other company that's had a pretty good day as well. So Little Green Farmer up 36.36% because the company had an operating cash flow positive. And I think it was a pretty good operating cash flow positive quarter. So look out for that standalone video. I'll do either a combination of those two companies or a standalone video just on Little Green Farmer. And what else do we have here? Lake Resources up a fair bit. Not sure why. Did they release anything? Let's have a look. And the answer to that is no. Just noise. And there's the other company, by Oxen. BXN up 20%. Now the chances are, we have a look at the price now. It's up to 30%. Yeah, so share price is sort of hovering between 1.2 1.3. So it's either going to be up 20% or 30%. If we see a little bit more buying coming in, maybe it could get up to 1.4 cents. So this definitely is a company that would have made it in my top 5 stocks because they did release their Appendix 4C. This is a company I first started following about 10 years ago. And I haven't really been following this company all too closely until today. And they are a different company. I remember this company as a probiotics company selling probiotics, and they really didn't gain any traction. Now it's about marijuana. In fact, Little Green Pharma is about marijuana too. So Little Green Pharma and Bioxen both about marijuana, or what do you call it, weed, or whatever you want to call it, medicinal marijuana. Although Bioxen, what they're selling is really interesting. How they phrase it. Anyway, so that's Bioxen, a pretty good day for that company as well. Nestar Entertainment Group says up 17%. So obviously the market liked it. Oh, why is it hanging up? So the market liked it, and we have seen a little bit of selling, which is understandable. Yeah, there's been a bit of selling today, but a pretty good day for Star Entertainment Group, up 13.7%. And I am still trading this company. So today could have been a disaster. But it looks like it's a pretty good day for Star Entertainment Group, but it still has a lot to recover from its lofty days, from when this company didn't have any problems. And when I say that, I mean right now the share price is just around 30 cents. If you have a look at the weekly chart, go all the way back to 2017-18, share price as high as $5.60. So well away from those heights. Anyway, let's go back to the top gainers by market cap. See if we've missed any here. AMP up 15%. A pretty good day for Uranium, Paladin, Deep Yellow, Silex Systems, NextGen, Bannerman, Lotus Resources. So Uranium's had a pretty good day. Westgold had a really good day. Was it yesterday? They released I have a feeling it was yesterday. Banda, another company that's made it in my top 5 stocks today. They did release their quarterly results, and the market liked it, up 14%. So I'll talk about that company a little bit more. Cettire, that's just volatility. And Cobram Estate Oils, or Olives. I was actually trading this company maybe a year ago, 6 months to a year ago. They must have released something. No. Change? No, they've released nothing. Maybe something's happened in the olive market. Share price up 8.24%. Have a quick look at the chart. See if we can see anything here. That's the weekly chart. Chart. I don't know. I would prefer this to have risen on a really good financial announcement or something like that. Anyway, if we go a little bit lower, we have Metro Mining, Smart Parking, Imricor, Lake Resources. There we go. Okay, so let's get to the worst performing companies today. And I'm pretty sure we know who's going to be number one. And yes, there it is, OFX Group. Down 32.24%, not a surprise. I'm going to skip Terrigen Holdings. And by the way, OFX Group is in my top 5 stocks at number one, because that is a pretty significant day. Terrigen Gold down 30% on no trading. Australian Gold and Copper down 17%. I'm pretty sure this company did release some drilling results today. Australian Gold and Copper, high-grade silver gold base, metal mineralization Achilles. Market hasn't liked it. Now, I'm pretty sure this was a bit of a market darling for a very brief period, and I think maybe the darlingness has come out. Yes. This company was a market darling back in May. It didn't last very long. Now the share price is slipping all the way back down to where it started. Keely Resources has been up and down like a yo-yo as well. Have a quick look at this chart. KLI. But still, I would still say the share price is in an uptrend. And maybe now, if you do like this company, now is a good time to think about taking a position. So still in an uptrend, but you don't want to see, or we don't want to see the share price have another bad day, bad down day tomorrow. African Gold, two good days in a row, down today, no shock. And Clearview, no. Some lithium companies here, which is interesting because Lake Resources had a good day. Now let's have a look by market cap. Zimplats. I'm pretty sure they have a mine in Zimbabwe. $1.52 billion company. The chart looks terrible though, Zimplats. I actually do have this in one of my watch lists. The chart looks horrendous. Yeah. I can't remember what they mine. Platinum, palladium, rhodium, iridium, ruthenium, nickel, gold, copper, cobalt, and silver. It operates mines in Ngezi and has processing plants in Celis and Ngezi. Ngezi. Well, I'm just going to Google that. For some reason, I just think they're in Zimbabwe, but that could be because Zim is in the name. And it's in Zimbabwe, yeah. Ngezi Platinum Mine, Zimplats, Zimbabwe. There you go. Just making sure. Anyway, Helios had a pretty good day a few days ago. Bad day. Appen all over the place. Novonix probably all over the place. OFX Group, Doug Technology. Doug Technology did make it my top 5 stocks. I do want to talk about this company. So wait for that. And Orthocell did release their Appendix 4C. I have a feeling the market expected a little bit more receipts, but that's okay. Orthocell and Enero. Enero did have an AGM. Initially, the share price didn't do much. I had a look at their trading update. It wasn't that positive, so I'm not surprised to see the share price down at 6%. Yeah. And that's it. That's the top losers and the top gainers for the day. So quite a few companies that I wrote down that could have made it to my top 5 stocks of the day, but didn't. These companies include Genesis Metals, GMD, De Grey, AIC Mines, BHP, Perpetual. I could have talked about that, but I won't. In fact, what is the share price up or down for? In fact, what I'm going to do for all these companies is just to see if the share price is up or down a fair bit. So Genesis Minerals up 4.11%. It's not a bad. In fact, let's have a look at the chart for this company. I have a feeling this chart looks pretty good. Yeah, actually, this is what I do. Instead of looking at the share price, I'll just have a look at the chart. This chart looks nice. And in fact, today the share price has reached an all-time high, or maybe a long-term high. What else do we have? De Grey Mining. I don't think this chart looks as good. No. But it looks like it might be trying to turn around. Share price down a little bit. Actually, this is going to take too long. And AIC Mines. No interest in that. BHP. Down about 1.5. So we already know that, don't we? And we also have Perpetual. So the whole point of me doing this was to see if Perpetual share price was down a fair bit. It was not. It's only down very slightly. So I thought it might have been down a little bit more based off Capital Brief. So other companies that I could have talked about today include Treasury Wines. Let's see if the share price is up because that's flat. And the other one was Enero. They did have the AGM. Share price looks like it is down a fair bit. Yes. I actually did start paying attention to this because the share price had been a rally. We saw some nice volume coming in. I thought, oh, maybe the share price is starting to turn. And I think today has put an end to that. Compumetics released some sort of update and it sounded pretty good. Share price just going sideways. ARB did it there or had that AGM. I think the share price might be a little bit down. Yeah, a little bit down, but nothing too concerning. And Doug Adair did receive a price query. Neuron Pharmaceuticals had their debut treatment for Rett syndrome approved for Canada and a small reaction from the market. Otherwise, the chart looks pretty ugly. Pretty ugly. Company called First Wave Technologies. This company announced to the market that they are cash flow positive. Not much reaction from the market. But interesting enough, cash flow positive for them, there it is, delivers cash flow positive quarter. So I was like, ooh, interesting announcement. Cash flow positive quarter means like $1,000, something like that. So this is interesting. The company's cash reserves unaudited at the end of September were 1.679 million compared to 1.678 million at the end of June. Okay, so that is a step in the right direction, but I have a feeling there could be a little bit of manipulation of the numbers just so they can become operating cash flow positive or cash flow positive. Actually, it's free cash flow positive by $1,000. Is that $1,000? Yeah, it's $1,000. Anyway, the market has not. The market just doesn't care anyway. And finally, no, actually, we have two more. Two more, yeah. Tourism Holdings at their AGM. It did sound a little bit better, but the share price is low. Share price is up 4.1%, however, and it has bounced off a nice little support level. So I was thinking maybe this could be a little buy. And a company called Hubify. I have heard of this company. Chart looks horrendous, and I just like what they said in their update today. Where was it? Yep, they had the AGM and results update, and straight away they just, they don't beat around the bush. The financial year 2024 was a difficult year, and the results reflect this. Clearly, the financial performance of the past year has not met all our expectations, and I want to assure our shareholders that changes have been made to put the company on a path to operational profitability and long-term growth. No idea what Hubify does. Apparently, they unify people and technology, and obviously they're not doing well. Chart shows that as well, and the business performance probably shows that as well. Hubify up 1%, no 10%. Okay, so let's get to the top 5 stocks of the day, and we'll start off with number 5, Banda. I'd say I'm kicking myself because this came onto my radar many, many months ago, but I just held it back. And they released the activities report today. I don't think there was any cash flow in this. Was there cash flow? I can't remember. No, there wasn't. And it all sounded pretty good. So record amount of gold, cash balance up to 48.7 million, commissioned second high grade mine. So gold sold increased by 40%, gold production up 26%, cash increased by 21.9 million, and all-in staying costs down 21% as well. So everything's moving in the right direction for Banda mining. And that's all I'm going to mention when it comes to their activities report, because that's all I really looked at. Here it is, some ounces mined and grade, just increasing over the last 4 quarters. So let's have a look at the chart. And one of the reasons this company made it into my top 5 stocks is because the share price is up 13%. But the chart looks absolutely stunning for Banda mining. A beautiful looking chart. This share price broke out back in almost a year ago, and the share price was about 17 cents. Now it's up to 76.5 cents. And in fact, my first opportunity to buy was around about 22 cents back in December. And I thought, oh no, I'll just hold off. And I've just kept on holding off. And this is a beautiful looking chart. Banda mining. If you go before that though, you can just see the share price was in a nice little uptrend back in late 2022, early 2023. Now there's a little bit of weakness, and then it moved back into the uptrend this time last year. So a beautiful looking chart for this company. And that's why it's at number 5. Plus the markets like their activities report. Coming in number 4, we have Doug. Not a person, Doug Technology. Down 6.4%. Was down a little bit more, as low as $1.94. They did a capital raising. So successful completion of institutional placement. Capital raising was done at $1.90. So you can see why the share price has dropped. $1.90, $30 million. Proceeds raised will be used to accelerate the company's growth trajectory, including investment in new verticals and geographic expansion. I'm always skeptical when I see that sort of thing, to accelerate the growth. And I'd like to see eventually when a company uses that as a reason for capital raising, in the future, they come back and say, yeah, this is what happened because of this capital raising. We were able to accelerate. Because that would show to me that these sort of capital raisings might be beneficial. I'm just dubious that more money would lead to acceleration of business, that sort of thing. And why not just use the money you're making in the business to increase, the business? That's the whole point of becoming profitable. So you don't have to go back to the market to raise capital. You can use the funds or the money you've created in your operations to generate or help generate growth in the company. That's the whole point. Anyway, one of the reasons I'm a little bit upset about Doug Technology. Now, I have been trading this. Then I took profits at 250, I think it was. And I just kept a longer term position. But I thought, no, I should trade this company. And the reason I'm a little bit disappointed is because just the timing of this capital raising. Share price has plunged over the past month and a little bit. Share price reached a high of 330 not that long ago, and they've done the capital raising at $1.90. Now, you could maybe argue that someone in the market just knew they were doing this capital raising. Potentially, Doug Technology was going around to investment bankers saying we need to do a capital raising maybe 2 months ago, and that's why we have seen a fair bit of selling over that period of time. Best time to do a capital raising is when the share price is at an all-time high, not when the share price has dropped 30 to 40% in a short period of time. That's actually the worst time to do capital raising. You want to do capital raising when the share price is higher. So they've just timed this a little bit wrong, in my opinion. And not only that, the share price is moving into a downtrend now. So that's the other thing. The uptrend has come to an end. The downtrend is developing. And to be honest with you, this could be a sell for me. This could be sell just based off technicals. And I do have a sell price at $2.17. So I will be selling the rest of my position in Doug Technology. I don't care if this will generate more growth in the future. It might not. I'm just looking at technicals right now. And the technicals for Doug Technology look really weak right now. So it's Doug coming in, Doug Technology coming in at number 4. Coming in at number 3, we have a company called Alcoa, T code AAI. This used to be called Illumina. Then they either merged or were taken over by another company called Alcoa. Alcoa is based in America. Now, when I opened up my email this morning, there was an email from Earnings Whispers in regards to Alcoa's quarterly report, and it beat expectations. And I went, oh, Alcoa Corporation share price should be up today. So this is actually the first time I've looked at this chart. So up 7%. So Alcoa Corporation reports third quarter 2024 results, beating expectations. That's the most important thing. And you can see this is just, it looks American. United States Securities and Exchange Commission, Form 8K. I do prefer the way the ASX does things. I do prefer their reports over American reports. Anyway, so these results beat expectations. So revenue, 2.9 billion, flat from last quarter, up a little bit from previous corresponding period. So nothing too exciting. Adjusted EBITDA, excluding special items, 455 million. Not the sort of company I think I'd own for the long term, but beat expectations. That's the most important thing. That's why the share price is up. And the chart actually doesn't look half bad for Alcoa Corporation. Oh, wait there. Okay, there must have been another company in the past that had secured AAI. I think it is AAI, not AA1. And that's why the chart goes all the way back to 2012. There's a big gap between 2016 and 2024. So unfortunately, we can't really see this chart. So let's go to ComSec, because this does not include the old company. And this chart looks pretty good. I actually do like this chart. Maybe not the company, but the chart looks pretty good. Actually, we could also look at Alcoa in America, their chart as well. Their ticker code is AA. And I'm not as enthused. In fact, if you look at the long term, up, down like a yo-yo, this is definitely the chart of a non-high quality company. This is the chart of a company you don't own for the long term. You just trade it. Alcoa Corporation. Coming in number 3, their results beat expectations. And that's all the market cares about. Coming in at number 2, we have AMP. I was going to put AMP as number 1. AMP, up 17%. The chart looks pretty good. I've got to say that right now. What a day. So AMP Limited provides Q3 24 cash flows in business update. So I am trading this. So whenever I'm trading a company, I go, oh, crap. They've released an announcement that could really significantly increase the share price or decrease the share price. So this is not only true for AMP. This is true for the company that has come in number 1, OFX Group. In fact, OFX Group, I also just went, damn, I hope this is a bad report because I decided to get out of OFX Group about 2 months ago, trading it, and the share price actually rallied after I got out. Anyway, so I went, ooh, this could be pretty bad. AMP's had a history of bad reports, bad announcements, but who knows? Maybe it's going to be pretty good. So I opened it up and I went, actually, this is not that bad. In fact, if I was a long-term shareholder of this company, I'd say, oh, maybe pretty good. We're talking about cash inflows. Platform's net cash flows were 750 million, up 76% from the third quarter 2023. North inflows from independent financial advisors increased 47%. Platform's assets under management increased to 78.1 billion from 74.7 billion. So everything's increasing. Everything's increasing. Total AMP Bank, don't forget this is, they have a bank. AMP Bank loan book up a little bit, and total deposits up a little bit as well. And then the CEO, I'm assuming, CEO Alexis George said during the quarter, AUM increased across platforms, superannuation, investments, and New Zealand, and net cash flows also improved across these businesses. And yeah. They also mentioned something else here. Where was it? Yeah. So last week we completed the return of $1.1 billion of capital to shareholders via on-market share buybacks and the recommencement of dividends. This is the important milestone in the transformation of AMP as we continue to simplify and grow the business. So it seems like there is potential that this new CEO, I'm not sure how new she is. I'm assuming she's a she, Alexis. Can that be a guy, Alexis? I think it could be. I have a feeling that there's some life in AMP. There's some interesting things going on with this company right now. Could this be the turnaround point for this company? Haven't gone through the rest of it, but I was fascinated just to see how the market responded to this. I thought it was pretty good, but just because I think it's good doesn't mean the market thinks it's good, and the market has held it's good. Share price up 17%. Okay, let's have a look at the chart for AMP. And this is probably a lesson of patience. I have learned that lesson. Now, this is the weekly chart. Ugly. But I don't care about the weekly chart. I don't care that this company has share price has fallen a lot over the past 30 odd years. I just care about what's happening now in the short term. So this company released, must have been their financial results in August, 8th of August. I'm just going to check. They released their results on the 8th of August. I'm assuming so. Yeah, they released the half-year results on the 8th of August. The market liked it. Share price on that day rallied 13.3%, and I bought some shares the next day at $1.30. I could have bought it a little bit lower over the next month or so, but it's okay. Share price going sideways. I put a stop loss at about $1.25. It got very close to hitting my stop loss, but I remained patient. Share price really not doing anything. In fact, slowly increasing, very slowly increasing from the start of September. It was a gradual. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. And then today, massive update. So we've seen two big massive updates in a row for AMP. That's a good sign moving forward. Yeah, so things are moving in that direction. And yeah, I'm not complaining about this. Already up 26.39, not quite. We'll say 20% on AMP. I'm not complaining about being up 20% on AMP. Okay, so let's turn our attention to OFX Group. Down 36%. Oh, we're in a closing auction. There is potential the share price might be down even more than that. I'm going to have a look at the chart. Most of the action occurred in the first 30 minutes. I was actually thinking of maybe taking a position in this company at around about $1.35. It opened at $1.35. I was just a little bit too slow. And then the share price went down to $1.20 and then rallied really quickly. And I'll show you why. I think it was $1.35. I'll show you why I wanted to put a bid in about $1.35. I hope it makes sense. So update on first half of 25. So I saw this and I went, geez. So I sold this a few months ago. Chart was looking good. They released something quite positive. Then I sold out because I didn't like how the share price was reacting. Then the share price went on a rally after I sold. I went, oh, geez, I've made a mistake here. And I was thinking, this is going to be positive, isn't it? The market knows it's going to be positive. And then I started reading through it. I went, oh, wait, this is not positive at all. This is actually really negative. Okay. And it didn't take long for me to realize this was going to be negative. And in fact, the second line of the first paragraph, and it's fairly obvious, to be honest with you, this outcome is lower than anticipated and reflects the following factors. That's all you have to know. This outcome is lower than expected. So we're talking about a profit downgrade. One of the most powerful, if not the most powerful type of announcement. Profit upgrade, profit downgrade. Share price down 35%. So, and also the other thing I should mention is a lot of day traders would get really excited about this because volatility. I'm not going to go through why, except I would never classify this company as high quality because one of the reasons, well, I would never consider it, but if you have a look at one of the reasons for this bad or this downgrade, it's in regards to something they can't control. However, later than anticipated shifts in the interest rate cycle and corresponding range-bound key currency corridors as a result of the strong US dollar resulted in a slower rebound in corporate confidence. This inhibited client trading patterns late in the half, especially in September, resulting in lower than expected fee and trading income. So this is a company that really sometimes doesn't have a control of how they do perform. I suppose many companies can say that. You can say that about many companies. But the highest quality company just keeps on chugging on. Nothing affects it. Pro Medicus is probably the ideal example of this. Probably doesn't matter if we go into a really big recession. They're going to keep on performing. More than likely, the share price will pull back a significant because they are really overvalued. But that's okay. They're going to keep on performing business-wise. Maybe not the share price, but business-wise. But companies like this, you do have to be wary. Little things can affect them. And they're just talking about, strong US dollar affecting them. Anyway, I suppose there were some positives here because they did say pleasingly in the fourth bullet point, new corporate clients are performing well. I suppose that's a positive. Anyway, let's have a look at the chart for OFX Group. And let's have a look-see. So I bought, here we go. So I bought in May, can't remember why. On the 21st of May, share price rallied 17.7%. So I either bought that day or the next day. I bought about $2. I think I bought right on $2. And then the share price was in a beautiful uptrend. Went from $2 to about $2.30. I was like, ooh, up 15%. And then we saw the share price just drop 3 days in a row in August and then do nothing. And I decided just to take profits, a very small profit. I think I sold at $2.10. So it's a nice 5% profit. Not going to complain. And then the share price started going on a run. Share price went on a run. Went from $2. Obviously, $2 was a support level. Really, it's a support level. That was just what's a round number. Anyway, so it was a support level, and the share price started to go high, and I was like, oh, damn it. That's what I thought. I was like, damn it. Could have just waited and sold. But if I held on, more than likely, I would have been holding today. And this is the problem with companies like this. Just one. And the market got it wrong. The share price was in an uptrend, which means the market got this completely wrong. So a lot of times you'll see a company release profit downgrade and the share price is already in a downtrend. This is the sort of situations where, excuse me. This is this is like one of those situations where the market gets it wrong. So even if you are using technical analysis, just trading companies who are a nice uptrend, you could have been fooled. Not fooled, but you would have been hit hard by OFX Group today. So why did I put in a buy at $1.35? Actually, it would have been a little bit higher than $1.35 because there's a nice little support level at about $1.38. So about $1.35, $1.38. So I thought, if share price gets to that point, it might be a nice buy, particularly if the share price starts to rally. And unfortunately, I had some people over fixing stuff, and I was busy when shares in this company started trading, so I completely missed it. And I wouldn't have put a bid in anyway. So if you have a look at the 1 minute chart, the reaction was violent. So it opened at $1.35, fell to $1.20 in the second minute of trading, and then it rallied really quickly. So by the 5th minute of trading, share price was already back above $1.45. And the share price went all the way up to $1.60, I think, very close. and then the share price just went sideways the rest of the day. So a little bit of selling in the last few minutes of trading, looks like. Oh, look at the indicator price, $1.35. So this share price could close at the same price it opened, $1.35. But I would assume there's going to be some of the bids, sells, and buys being pulled. This could be interesting to see where it closes at. So we have 3 more minutes in the closing auction. And I'm going to keep the video going for another 3 minutes. No comments today because I'm going a little bit too long. I could talk about another company, I suppose. Let's talk about Orthocell. So Orthocell, share price down 5.63%. Company did release their Appendix 4C, and the chart for this company has been looking really good, really good. So have a look at the daily chart. Really good, a little bit of volatility there. Share price has taken off. They released their Appendix 4C. I was very interested in this Appendix 4C because they do or are selling a product. And I just want to see if they're gaining any traction. They are gaining traction, very slow traction, by the way. Now, one of the interesting things about this company is their cash receipts are well below their revenue. I don't know why that is just yet, because they do have a graph here or table of their revenue. And when you have a look at their receipts are well below that revenue. So something's going on here, and I want to find out why. Anyway, receipts to customers, $1.1 million for the quarter. Operating cash flow negative by about $2 million. A little bit of capital expenditure. So the company hasn't quite made it to that inflection point, becoming profitable and generating cash flow in their business just yet. But maybe they're on their way. And the other thing I should just mention is this is their cash receipts history. So they are slowly going up. Cash receipts are slowly going up, but they are increasing. Very slowly going up. In fact, they had 0 back in the September quarter 2020. This is what I want to see. Receipts slowly going up, but I also want to see the company on the verge of what's happening? On the verge of becoming profitable and cash flow positive. So not quite there just yet. So that's Orthocell. Share price down a little bit, but I think one of the reasons why the share price is going on a run is because of the potential of significant increase in cash flow in the next few years, because regulatory approval to recommence Rempler sales in Singapore. Pretty sure this second consecutive record quarter as revenue exceeds 2 million also was a reason why the share price went on a bit of a run. Okay, let's go to the closing auction for OFX Group. Look there, indicator price now $1.49. So a lot of the sales were probably pulled. So it went from $1.35 to $1.49. So there's a lot of shenanigans happening in the closing auction, and you can see that just with OFX Group right now. People are trying to force other people to sell, probably institutions trying to force retail investors to sell, and the share price is going to open a little bit up from where it closed 10 minutes ago. Maybe. You always have to, there's no set time for the closing auction. It should happen any second now. There we go. We don't know what it closed at just yet. There is $1.46. Yeah. So you can just see the wild movements in share prices of our company during the closing auction. A lot of shenanigans happening. Sometimes you see the last trade is one. You don't see it today. Anyway, so that's all I have for this particular video. No comments, and I will release those two, either one standalone video or 2 standalone videos on Bioxen and Little Green Farmer over the next few days, time permitting. Well, not time permitting. I should, because I will do it right now. Okay, so that's all I have for this video. Have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye. Don't forget, I'm not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.